Hi, I'm Brian Heidelberger, a partner with the law firm of Winston & Strawn in Chicago, and here today with another mini advertising law lesson. Today's law lesson, the FTC settles with Warner Brothers and gives its opinion on what is required when engaging influencers. Now, this case is all about video games and influencers, two things that I am getting a ton of with my two oldest kids who want to become YouTube influencers, and they started this very nice, sweet channel, the Gaming Brothers, as you see here.
Hey guys, it's the Gaming Brothers.
But then I checked the account today, and what is it changed to? XThugX. Very nice. So, in this case, Warner Brothers video game division wanted to promote its Shadow of Mordor new game. So it gave the game for free to certain YouTube influencers and paid them, asking them to create videos. Now, they did require a disclosure of the sponsorship or material connection. However, in the contract with the influencers, Warner Brothers only required that the disclosure be in the description on YouTube. Now, the description on YouTube can't be seen unless you click Show More, and then more pops up. The FTC noted that they did not require the disclosure in the video itself. Now, let's look at the examples. You see here, this is what the video looked like, one of the examples, and there is no disclosure in the video itself or right on the prominent spot where the video is found. You have to click on Show More, it pops up, and you see in very small type, this video is sponsored by Warner Brothers. Now, you also see when it's posted to Twitter, it pulls in the YouTube API, but the YouTube API does not capture any of that disclosure, and it doesn't even capture that button, click to show more, where the description is contained. So while Warner Brothers did require a disclosure of material connection, the FTC thought that the disclosure was not prominent enough such that it didn't meet the requirements of Section 5 of the FTC Act. Now, what else were they concerned about? They were concerned that Warner Brothers had a lot of influence over these videos, yet that was not communicated by the influencers. Warner Brothers required in its contract with the influencers a strong verbal call to action to click the link to go to the website where the game is sold. They wanted the videos and required the videos to have positive sentiment about the games, to not show bugs or glitches, and to not be at all negative about Warner Brothers. So here Warner Brothers was much more involved in the creation of the videos than just a mere sponsorship. The influence did make some disclosure there, thanks to Warner Brothers for sponsoring my access, or this is one of my favorite sponsored games. But the FTC's concern was that this just sounded like they got the game for free. The FTC believed it was much more than giving the game for free. This had Warner Brothers integrally involved in the creation of the video games by imposing those requirements. And in that kind of instance, this is not a sponsorship. This is more of an advertisement, and there are differences between those two words that you should adhere to when making certain disclosures. Now, the FTC did require Warner Brothers certain things in its consent order, which will now last for 20 years. Notably, there was no penalty, just this 20-year consent order, but that's long enough from my perspective. So FTC required certain minimums in influencer agreements with Warner Brothers, which are not necessarily binding on all of us, but I think it does go very far to show us what the FTC wants us to do with influencers. Now, what it wants of Warner Brothers and possibly us is, one, a signed agreement with each influencer which acknowledges their responsibility to disclose a material connection. They want us, as we've said in the past, to monitor influencers' post not just on YouTube but on all social media channels during the period of time in which they're supposed to be posting these videos. And 3, if the influencers aren't complying or adhering to the requirements, you need to contact them, ask them to make changes immediately, and if they don't, you need to immediately terminate them and cease paying them, not just for those who fail to make appropriate disclosures of material connection, but also for those who misrepresent the impartiality. If they make it seem like they just got the thing for free, but the advertiser was integrally involved in providing requirements for those videos, well, they need to say more than just sponsored. Maybe advertisement, or even say, hey, we made this in conjunction with the advertiser. So that gives us a little bit more insight into this very important area of influencers. I hope you found this helpful. You can find more information about advertising law at Brian Heidelberger on Twitter, or more mini law lessons on YouTube at youtube.com/Brian Heidelberger. And until next time, let's be careful out there.